to Bear Lifestyle, the podcast where we talk about taboo topics to make them normal and acceptable. I'm your host, Simona Spark, and I'm so happy that you are here. We are about to get naked by stripping away insecurities, judgments, and all kinds of limitations to reveal the essence of who we really are, Bear. Bold, authentic, radical, express. Let's go. Hey everyone, welcome back. Let's start with celebrations as usual. Celebrating myself, celebrating you, and everyone who listens and watches our podcast. Cheers, cheers. I am very happy that you're here. If you've been here before, welcome back. And if this is the first time that you land in Bear Lifestyle Podcast, I'm so glad that you find us. So here we are. I officially starting season number 6. And it's going to be juicy and juicy. It just gets better and better, right? If you landed here for the first time, please go back and immerse yourself into the Bear Lifestyle from episode number 1 and allow yourself to be inspired and moved and evolve as this space evolve, right? So here we are today, launching this new season. And like everything else that I do in life, it's just as I move through the seasons in my own private life, my business is changing, my podcast is changing, right? So it's a new season overall. And it feels like today that this new season, it's all about going even deeper, for the lack of a better word, into sensuality and sexuality. Today, in particular, I want to touch on self-pleasure. That sounds about right. So before we even dive into the conversation, I want to invite you to open the show notes and please do go and explore the 2 magical spaces, the dungeons, Queen's Dungeon and King's Dungeon. Those are both up and running and available for $47. Both of them offers a dozen of sexual practices, self-pleasure, exploration, healing, getting into a body, exploring more pleasure in the entire body for a longer period of time, and how to create a deeper connection with yourself first and then with your partners, and all with the intention of sexual liberation and really healing all the shame and guilt and fear around sexual expression. Now, giving the content for those dungeons and just gathering the feedbacks from viewer, and especially on Instagram and especially on the private channels, I wanted today to pause on self-pleasure. And I just want to give you this perspective. You don't have to agree with it. And if it doesn't resonate, just throw it in the trash. It's perfectly okay. But please open your mind, at least for the length of this conversation. Just sit with us. What if self-pleasure gets to be a daily routine like any other routine that we are doing for our own well-being? I believe, and I dare to assume that you believe too, that the sexual health, it's a really big component of our overall well-being. So the question is, why in the hell we do not have a daily routine for our sexual health? That is the conversation. We have a daily routine, we have a meditation routine, we have a workout routine, we have a stretching routines. Just look into your life, how many routines you incorporate in your life just to ensure your well-being, the things that are up to you to attend to your body, mind, and spirit. So first of all, I want to congratulate you for having those daily routines. And second, I want to invite you to look at the sexual health as a very important big component of your well-being and create a daily routine around that as well. So that's what's happening in the dungeons. Not only that I'm giving you the concrete tools, what to do and for what, and what are the benefits for you and for your partners, but also having this large menu or sexual practices for you to choose from to see which one resonates with you and what's the component, what's the part that you want to focus on. I mean, look, I got messages like, are you obsessed with sex? Like, what is all this about? And that might be what appears to some, and I don't really care. Okay, I know that this is public. This is not an intimate conversation, and it's not meant to be an intimate conversation. It's meant to be a very open conversation about sex and sexuality and daily routine to attend to our sexual health. I do not care how people look and how they judge. What I do care for those that are like sexually frustrated, those that did not experience an orgasm, those that are afraid to get naked, even in front of their own husbands and wives, those that are like still having sex with the lights off, right? Those are the people that I want to have those conversations with. And the self-pleasuring practices, they are created and they are meant to help you in your own space, in your private space, on your own time and terms and pace to heal the relationship with your own body. It's very easy to blame on our partners for not feeling good or for not reaching an orgasm, right? But the question is, are you able to reach an orgasm on your own? Do you know what your body needs? Do you know what part of your body wants to be involved on your journey to an orgasm? Do you know what each part of your body wants to be touched or attend to? Because if you don't, you can't put that on your partners. You simply cannot. Sorry. So regardless if you are single or in a relationship and somewhere in between, or it doesn't matter. If there is any space in your sexual life where you feel unsatisfied, where you are feeling curious or weird or anything but complete and proud, that is an invitation for you to look into your relationship with your sexuality. So I'm not saying my dungeons are the place. I'm saying that it's one place that you could choose. You could choose seminars, workshops. You could choose working one-on-one. I have that available as well. You could choose reading books. And you know what? I think you should choose them all. Because it's like, I give the example in one of the dungeons with the workout routine, right? When you decide to get your body from here to there, right? You're not only going to the gym. Yes, you are going to the gym. Yes, you are doing the workouts. You're following a routine, but you also look at other components that contribute to that. What are you eating? How much water did you drink? Are you resting? How is your sleep going? How do you rearrange your schedule? Right? So same goes for the sexual practices. Sexual practices and self-pleasuring is not just, I'm just going to go there and masturbate all day long. That's not actually what this is about. It's about digging deep into what is it that you want, what is it that you desire, and most importantly, what doesn't let you have it. Because what doesn't let you have it 99.9% of the time, it's some kind of sort of trauma, regardless if it's your own personal trauma or it's been passed to you by your parents, by your teacher, by social media, and so on. You know, I wanted to pay attention to this because I have been talking with people that says, I never have a traumatizing sexual experience, and yet I'm feeling so inhibited, or this thing is not working, or talking about my kinks with my partner just feels weird. All of that, they're not rooted into a personal sexual traumatizing experience, but they might be rooted into how you grow up, or what you learn about sex, or or what you did not learn about sex, right? Because each and one of us, I dare to assume that at least at some point in our life, we've been presented sex as being something terrifying and scary and dirty and just name it, right? Sinful and so on. It's a long laundry list about the distortion, definition, and fearful definition that we've been taught about sex and sexuality. And that's okay. It's okay, because now you are here, you are an adult, you have the capability and capacity to choose to improve your relationship with your sexuality. And that being said, the reason that I'm keep stressing and pull you back into the self pleasure and into sexual practices like I presented in the dungeons is, again, to not put that responsibility on your partners. You have to do the work first for yourself, by yourself. And it's a massive work. And you know what? Not to disappoint you, but it's never done. It's never done, because you are evolving, and that space in your life evolves as well and expands as well. But from whatever fear and inhibitions and insatisfaction are going on today, you get to choose a sexual practice, or 2 or 3 or 12 that works for you, to start the work. And this type of work, it's really, first of all, like going through that fear of like, I can't believe that I'm doing this, right? And then while you're doing it, what I really love about the content of the dungeons is that in every practice, they're like multi-layer of events and transformational events that are happening. And a big important one is healing. Because every practice is going to trigger something. It's going to trigger a resistance. And that resistance is coming from somewhere. That's what those practices have the power of doing, and bringing into the light the parts of yourself and your sexual expression that they're needed to be healed. And then once that phase is over, now you get to expand on those practices, because now you are really in touch with your body, and you know what you want, and you're actually having an amazing experience. And inevitable, you will be curious about more and what else is possible. And my invitation in those dungeons is, I created a workbook with a lot of prompts to help you find your answers, or just to give you a personalized experience. So what happened there is, you really get into a space where, when you really know what you want, and then you get to move into, how can I create this, right? And then, and only then, if you ask me, you are ready for other partners. And all I could wish you there is to connect with partners that they too also did the work. And then it's just fireworks. And that's what I want for you, fireworks. So the invitation is to take responsibility for your own pleasure. Take responsibility for your own orgasm. No, I mean it. It's not your partner's responsibility for you to reach the orgasm. It's yours. If you really know your body and what makes you tick, as they say, then you could get there multiple times for a longer period of time. And I want you to have that. So that's my invitation. Take responsibility for your own sexuality, for your own pleasure, and start your research. Choose your spaces. There are so many spaces. In here alone, you could choose the dungeon, which is pre-recorded content, 2 hours of content with the workbook, and it's walking you through 12 practices. And I think for women in a Queen's Dungeon, I have 14, so there are 2 bonus practices included. Choose that. It's for literally no money, and you get to go through the content on your own pace. And most importantly, you have access to it, lifetime access to it. You buy it once and you have it forever. It's an important piece, because what I'm asking the people in the dungeons to do is actually to come back to those practices 3-6 months later, and just to see how, first of all, what kind of new information and insights they are receiving, because, after 3-6 months of practices, you're going to be another sexual being, that's for sure. And then you hear things differently, and also you have this experience, and now it's part of who you are. You get to take those practices and make them your own, make your own personal tweaks, and create your own practices. That's what I want for everyone, to create your own goddamn practice, but have it and do it and attend to your sexual health, because it's such a big component from your overall health and well-being. So that's a space. Another space, if you want to dive deeper and really look into what's happening, you might need assistance, like just book a call with me. You find that in the notes as well. If my style and my approach doesn't resonate with you, we have Google. Go and find your therapist or your coach or your practitioners, whatever you need to assist you with this work. Read the books, listen to the podcast, open your mind, and then close the door. And behind the closed door, start your sexual practice today. That's what I have for today. And I'm excited for this season to also bring more people on to look at different types of relationship, like open relationships, open marriages, BDSM practices, and so on and so on. So that being said, if there is any particular topics that you are interested in, please do email me to transformation@simonaspark.com, or you could leave it in the comments here, or direct message me on Instagram @SimonaSparkWorld. If you have a topic that you're really interested about having a conversation, if you are someone that are working in this field and you want to come and share your perspective, I'll be happy to have you. And other than that, just let us know how this lands for you, if this resonates with you, and I hope that I could meet you in the dungeons. All right, I wish you an amazing day, a fabulous week. Welcome to the season 6, and I will see you next week. Cheers to a bear experience. And this is where we landed. Thank you so much for tuning in today. And if you enjoyed the show, make sure you leave me a review to let me know. For more bear experiences, please go to simonaspark.com/bear and follow us on Instagram @SimonaSparkWorld. I can't wait to have you back. Until then, be bear, bold, authentic, radical, expressed. See you next time.